Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Geeks Watch. Today, I'll talk about the 2009 film Blood, the Last Vampire, an image which you will see here. This is based on an anime. I don't know exactly when the anime initially came out, but this is obviously a condensed version. So like an hour and a half or so long film, as opposed to like a show that has several seasons or several episodes. I got this because I heard it was that the anime was good and that they did a decent job translating it. Some of which I would definitely agree with. The story is that the main character Saya, is a half-breed. She is a half-demon who needs to feed on human blood to survive, but she's not like a vampire that can't go out in the daytime. But she has some, she is stronger and faster and more agile than an ordinary person is. So she does have some power. She also has I think she has the ability to like sense sense the demons. But basic backstory is that like demons infiltrated the world successfully, and they hide among humans by taking human form, and eventually just go on killing sprees for fun. Saya is not necessarily part of an organization, but there is like a secret society that hunts these demons down, and she hunts them down for them. They'll give her a target, she'll go and hunt it down, kill the demon. They'll clean up the mess afterwards, making some excuse as to why this person died, kind of falsify the death, cause of death. And she has like a guy who is her primary contact who gives her her supply of blood. He's got some subordinates who are kind of jerks. So she's kind of in a schoolgirl outfit. They send her to, this is like an alternate world. So there's an American military base. Oh, this also takes place in the 1970s. We'll get to that in a second. But during the Vietnam War, so there's a American military base in Japan, which has a bunch of students of the children of the people on the base. So she's sent there in disguise to find out if there are any demons hiding in this school, posing as students, teachers, staff, that sort of thing. And she kind of befriends the daughter of the general who runs the military base. And of course, there obviously are demons on the military base and at the school. And, sword fights, hacking, and bloodshed ensue. I think they did a good job translating it. They really tried to make it look like the anime. I recognize it from like the camera angles. Some of the overhead shots of like the city and the areas. It looks like something that was drawn from an anime. So they did a good job at that. I think the character portrayals of several of the characters, like her mentor, whose name I can't remember, and I didn't bother writing it down. I think he was done excellent. Some of the other characters were really done as well too. A couple of cleanup crew guys who are identical in appearance, very anime thing. They never speak. So as a translation from an anime to a live action film, I think they did a good job with a lot of things, and some of this was really fun to watch. My main criticism is the CGI. Man, it was bad. I mean, this was made in 2009. So, I mean, you had access to good CGI, at least decent CGI. There anytime there was CGI on the screen, it just really pulled me out of the moment. It really killed it for me. And a lot of the like outrageous blood spatter is all done with CGI, and it is just bad. They would have been better off using practical effects like the old like samurai movies where someone gets a cut and fountains of blood shoot out of their body. This would have looked better with that, honestly. That fake spurting blood from the old kung fu movies that looked really bad. That would have looked better than the CGI blood they did for this. Honestly, it was like made for TV movie bad. The same thing goes for like the demons transformed, like the half man, half demon. They had like prosthetic makeup. That was okay, but when they went full demon mode to full, looking like a demon, that was 100% CGI. And yes, it looked like made for TV crap CGI. So this film really would have benefited from a slightly larger budget and a little bit of tighter writing. There were a couple parts of dialogue that I thought didn't land well. Couple things, like I said, a little bit tighter writing, not too much. The little tweaks here and there for the writing, in my opinion. But because of the really bad CGI, this has only got this is like a B+ movie for me. And I hesitated giving it that high. It's only because some of the stuff that I really, really liked. This isn't breaking any ground. It's, standard anime tropes. But having said that, it was still a lot of fun. I had more fun watching like the earlier parts of the film before they had to start pumping in the heavy CGI. Back when it was like, more subtle. They didn't need the CGI for the stuff. I really did enjoy that. Like the first act. That was probably a part that I enjoyed the most. The setup, the character introductions, some bit of exposition, not too heavy in the early part of the film. So if you're a fan of anime, you could probably, knowing that going in, knowing that the CGI is crappy, you might get more enjoyment out of it than I did. But I went in expecting something with a little better quality. So yada, yada, yada. Take that as you may. That's my review. As always, thanks for watching. As always, my stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.